Hello and welcome back to my series on making an MP3 player in Java. So, to quickly recall what I did in the last video, we made a file system. So we just set everything up, the basis of it, and so we have a folder that we can put our music into, and we have a way to list off the names of our MP3s here, of our files. So, as you can see, we have that there. And today, what I want to do is, if you recall, we have a frame that looks like this, and then we have our song info panel up here, our file manager here, and our controls down here. Right here is our controls, file system manager, and song info. Over here, we have our song selection. So what I want to have today is I want to make it so that every time we have, for each song that we have in our folder, I want to make a separate J label and have just have the names of them listed out in a row like this. Alright, so let's go ahead and get a start on that. So to do this, I think I'm going to want to have like a grid layout. So I can have a grid layout that is 1 wide, and then I can set it however, or you know what? Let's actually have a y-axis like grid layout here. So yeah, we can have it set to the y-axis, so it'll go up and down, and every time we add something, it'll get added like this. Okay, so let's go ahead and get a start on that. To start off, let's make our panel here have a grid layout. So it was our song selection panel. So let's go ahead and set the layout for that. Song selection panel dot set layout, and then let's create a new grid layout. And let's just have, or you know what, let's see what layout we can have. So we have flow layout, border layout, grid layout, box layout. Okay, this is what we can do here. So we can actually set our box layout to be our song selection panel, and then we can have it be the y-axis so they get added like I had mentioned before. Alright, so there we go, and now what we can do is we can get a list of our files like we have here. As you can see, we're listing our files off. This is what prints them. So we print the file.getName. So we can do this, but instead of printing it out, we can add a button. So let's set that up here. Alright, so we have file, song, and then we can add, so this will iterate over our music files directory, I believe. Music files. Okay, so this will iterate over our array that we have that is of each of our files for our music and our folder. So this, this right here creates an array that contains all of our files in the folder. Okay, so we're going to iterate over each file in that array. And for each file, we are going to add a J label. So song selection panel dot add, and we're going to have a new J label. And we're going to do song.getName here. Boom. This should add a label for each of our names here. Okay, there we go. That is absolutely perfect. But, let's see, so we have our MP3 at the end here. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to have that whenever we're looking through our songs for what song we want to play. So I'm going to change this, and I'm going to make it so that we actually get a substring of the get name. So dot substring, and then 0, and then song.getName right here, dot last index of, and then the dot. So this will get all the characters from the 0 index, which is the start of the string, to where we have the dot. And if we run it now, boom, there's no .mp3 now. Alrighty, now let's see here. I want to have, instead of just having the text there, I kind of want it to have a background. So kind of like just like a box around it, so that we can really, see the, we can see it more clearly. So let's do song selection panel dot set background. So this will set the background color, and we can do color dot, and let's do gray. This should set. Alright, so here we go. Let's see here, though. This doesn't look completely correct to me. I don't want this to take up the entire thing. Oh, I see what we did. So instead of setting this for the J label, we set it for the song selection panel. So let's actually change that. And to do this, we want to be able to reference the J label that we're creating. So I'm actually going to create the J label up here rather than in the .add method. So let's have J label song label equals new J label. And let's just, instead of having the song.getName here, let's have all of this here. So that should be good. Like that. Alrighty. And instead of new J label here, let's put in song label. Alright, so up here, before we add it, I want to set the background color to gray. This should be correct now. Oh, my bad. Forgot to change this to song label. There we go. Now let's see if it works. Does not look like it works there. So let's see, what did we do wrong? Maybe we should set the size of the label differently? Or, let's see the methods in here. So we can do set background like we had before. You know what? Actually, instead of having a new J label, only the J label, let's set this up so that in the future we can add more things by it. So we can add like a play button and a pause button and all of that jazz. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have create a new J panel each time. So J panel song panel equals new J panel. And now for this, I'm going to set the layout of it to the box layout that like we have here for the song selection panel, but I'm going to have it be on the x-axis. So let's do song panel dot set layout new box layout song panel dot and then box layout dot x axis. So this will allow us to add things like buttons to the side of it, and maybe an image if we get around to that, and just a whole bunch of stuff. And we can actually, instead of having to do this for the label, we can set the background of the entire panel instead. Over here, before we do that though, I'm going to add the song label to the song panel instead of the song selection panel. And over here, I'm going to do song label dot set background, or sorry, song panel dot set background. And let's have color dot gray. Just a simple gray color there. Let's run it. Okay, so what did we do wrong? Oh, we didn't add the song panel to our song selection panel. So let's go ahead and do that. So song panel, or song selection panel.add song panel. Now let's see if it worked. Okay, that is absolutely awesome. But it looks like these are aligned to the center, whereas I kind of want them to be aligned to the far left of it. So let's see, how can we do that? Okay, so I can do dot set alignment maybe, if that's a thing. So let's do song selection panel dot set alignment X and component dot left alignment. Let's see if that works. Okay. I can feel we're getting closer, but this is not exactly what I wanted. Okay, so let's add the song label, but on the X alignment. So song panel dot set alignment X, and we want left alignment. Let's see if that works. Boom! There we go. Perfect. So now we have our song, each of our songs, and we have the label at the left of them. Alrighty, so that looks great. So next thing I want to do is I want to set each of these to have a specific height and a specific width. Not necessarily the label themselves, but the panel behind them that they're in. So let's work on that here. So we can actually create the song. Oh wait, no, we want this correct. This is correct, and we can set the song panel dot set. I believe box layout works with the maximum size, and then we can have a 100 by 50, possibly. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, that's better. But let's increase the width here to like 200. Okay, so I kind of like that. Actually, you know what? Let's go 350. Alright. Most of the time, our label is not going to be this long, so that's fine, right? For now. Okay, so now I kind of want to set a border in between these so that we can differentiate between each one. So let's go ahead and do that. So song panel dot set border, new border, and okay, so I actually have no clue what that is right now. So actually, instead of just setting the border, so we can do song panel dot border. I want to get the border, so get border maybe dot is border opaque, and then I want to set this equal to true. Maybe this will work. Variable expected. So let's go ahead. Oh, this returns whether or not the border is opaque. So maybe we can set border opaque, the border opacity. You know what? Let's go into this here. Let's see. Let's go. How do I set the border? Okay, 1 second here. Let's see here. So, how to set the border of a J label to true. How to make a border fit around a J label. Alright, so let's see here. Okay, so set border, border factory dot create line border is what we want to do. So let's go ahead and do that. So set border, and we're gonna do border factory dot create line border, color dot black. I kind of want a white border, and then let's set the size of it to like 3. Let's see. All right. I think 3 is a little bit too big, so let's go to 1, and let's set the border color of this to something a little bit different. So let's do color dot, let's do black. Let's see. Alright, I very much like that. That's a little bit better than what we had before, you know? So yeah, we have now that we have that, let's choose a different color for the background here. Since we have a border now, I kind of want to make this white. So instead of gray, let's do white. And alright, that's pretty nice. And let's set the font of, or at least the font size of these labels here. So let's go to the song label, and let's set the song label. So song label dot set font, and let's create a new font. And I just want this font to be Arial, and I want it to be a plain font. And I want to have a size of, let's say, 16. That seems reasonable for now. Let's look at it. See how it looks. Oh, that looks nice. Okay. So, is there anything else we want to do right now? Let me think. No, I think we can add on to this later. And yeah, I think this is a good start here. Alright, well that's going to be it for this video then. I hope you enjoyed. Have a great day, and peace out.